The Sentinelese people of the Andaman Islands have killed a Christian missionary from Alabama. His name was John Allen Chu or Cho. And the Sentinelese are actually known for being very opposed to interacting with anyone from the outside society. As I heard one commentator mention, many of these isolated tribes who have remained uncontacted for millennia, right? They were uncontacted for millennia. Some of them still have a present memory of a past conflict. Perhaps they still have fresh in their memory the reason why they had to isolate themselves from the broader society, namely a war, a pestilence. Um, I don't know if it would have been a famine, but definitely these people would have been some of the original people to migrate out of Africa. So if we look at these people, they are like a relic of an era which is long past. They still hold on to traditions that date back to when our civilizations were in their infancy. So I would think to contact people like these, um, one would have to be very careful because there's an understandable dislike of the modern society from the vantage point of somebody who lives in a more rural, in a more natural setting. You know, to see planes flying by, helicopters flying by, huge cruise ships sailing by, you know, to hear, no doubt they would have ways to have some information. I'm sure um, the elders of their community left them with much information about the activities of the past. Perhaps they may even have historical relics that the average person in our modern day uh, archaeological think tanks would not know. But basically, you know, the Sentinelese did what I think some of our ancestors should have done many years ago. You know, if there's a culture that is contrary to your culture and wants to use your people as human capital, those who want to use your people as pawns in a global economy, you know, our people should have rejected the outsiders who came in to interact with us and to trade with us. Because I just saw a documentary from Nigeria in which some of our people were sold for umbrellas. You know, one umbrella was actually worth five people during the slave trade. You know, so if some of our people had the same attitude of the Sentinelese, I want to celebrate the Sentinelese. All right, because if our people were the Sentinelese, we would still be in Africa today. I would be speaking Hausa. I would have been speaking, um, who knows? I could have been speaking Amharic. All right, I could have been speaking Hosa. Um, many languages. All right, Swahili. The list goes on. Pardon me for my suddenly barren knowledge of African languages. I think it's probably the spur of the moment video. My people, pardon me about that one. But yeah, basically the Sentinelese, they wasted no time. Um, they shot the brother with arrows. Um, and these are people who were isolated for millennia. So, you know, I think it might have been an impulse reaction to see people coming into your borders. You've been living there for thousands of years. Nobody else ever came there. All you know are your cousins and other family members, and then perhaps other isolated families in your community, right? And here comes somebody, you know, wearing some khakis and a golf T-shirt or so, some sandals, um, with a laptop, or maybe like he's holding his phone or something, and you're like, you know, what is this person holding in his hand? I can only imagine what an isolated tribe would think of us interacting with us. If we step off a boat on North Sentinel Island with some headphones and an iPod or maybe an iPhone, your days might be numbered because you could appear to be holding something that is like witchcraft. I mean, I'm only speculating here, but the Sentinel people, they are my people. I appreciate their attitude, as far as preservation of their way of life, preservation of their strict, um, I guess, spiritualities, um, and the protection of the younger generations in their community. I admire their tenacity, and I would hope that there isn't some plan afoot to basically invade this island and harass or prosecute anyone for this act because these people should be exempt from any laws um, that pertain to our modern society. They have not been participating. They're not in the United Nations. They don't collect taxes. They don't pay taxes. They never had a currency, but yet still they exist. So they remind me of the Jarawa people of India, who were similarly an uncontacted tribe. And as soon as they became contacted, the Indian government made it into a tourist attraction. And after a while, some people began to rape the indigenous women of the Jarawa tribe, and some of them ended up giving them diseases from contact with them. Some of them take advantage of their native dances and throw food at them and throw money at them for them to do their sacred spiritual dances, which were never about commercializing, but they became victims of when they became contacted by the outside world. But my people, just let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Um, are you aware of the situation, and what are your thoughts about the person that killed John Allen Chow? One love.